Hello, I'm EnterElysium and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program Career Mode 1.0. This is a refueling tanker, lander thing that's going to go to the moon. So I just literally brute forced it. This is orange tank, side orange tanks. This is going to be a brute force attempt to get to the moon and deliver a lot of fuel. And those boosters will come back down and be fine. The middle booster here probably won't return to Kerbin, so that's going to be lost. So, you know, there is going to be money to this, but the side boosters are coming back, so that's, you know, other than the fuel, entirely reusable. So we just got into our sort of orbital altitude now, and we're just pushing our velocity up, just trying to get it a little bit further up, and then we can go to the moon. So, quite frankly, this is an easy orbital transfer. The thing is going to be landing it near enough to our rover that we've got on the surface of the moon that needs fuel. Because, you know, the rover has a limited amount of range, and more precisely, landing it, which is, you know, it's a fairly tall craft, like its center of mass is fairly far up the body, landing it without falling over, because we're kind of in a slopey area. So, we've also got a kind of special thing. Now, this doesn't have any Kerbals on board, so this is a probe. And the reason it's a probe is I don't want to take a Kerbal there and strand a Kerbal. But we don't have a connection to the other side of the moon, which we're currently landed on. So to get there, we would need to take a probe around that side, and oh no, we're going to be out of signal. So I came up with a cunning plan. Attached to the front of this, which you just saw being deployed under that fairing, is another probe with a tiny little engine, and it has two transmitters. What we're going to do is burn to the moon, and then we're going to point radially, decouple this puppy, and then this puppy will be a relay satellite. So if we turn on this and we point it at, there we go, refueling lander, which is the probe's name. And we probably don't need this anymore, but just put that away, just save a little bit of power. And then we select the, not the decoupler, the probe. We've got like two satellites, one of them, satellite dishes. One of them points towards Kerbin, the other one points towards the active vessel. And that way, if we just make sure it's got enough power, and then we burn, basically, while we go down around the dark side of the moon, which we can't see from Kerbin, this probe will be able to relay because it's going much farther. In fact, we're probably going to go out to a solar orbit almost. It's going to go basically in a straight line and be able to relay round the back of the moon. It's a cunning plan. And one I'll probably end up using for, you know, orbital flybys of planets, maybe even orbital landings of planets. Orbital landings? Landings on other planets. Because often when you get to a planet, you end up on the wrong side for, you know, signal. So, watch it here. We should be able to get a good signal. I also want to add the suicide burn clock to... There we go. I actually want it in a different window. There we go. So, you can see we've got our connection here, and our connection is actually really solid. Judging by the alignment of the moons, though, like, we could have actually just got a connection off Minmus, so that was, like, a bit pointless, but hey-ho. Right, so we're just going to try and make sure we land as close as possible to the rover, and hopefully not stick the landing, because it's kind of a slopey area. Like, the actual biome name is slopes, like moon slopes. But I'm going to really disappoint you here, and actually, unfortunately, my recording program stopped recording. We did do the landing. You'll kind of just have to trust me. But unfortunately, my recording program decided that, you know, it was going to give up for the day. And of course, as soon as I landed, I quick saved, because, like, if I have to do that again... And yeah. So, we did land. It was difficult, and I, you know, burnt up a fair amount of fuel, making sure that our landing was nice and slow. But since it's an orange tank, it has plenty of fuel in it. So, we're just going to go over now and try and connect these two puppies. So these are fuel, I don't know what you call them, ports, connector ports, and you can basically like grab and attach and stick it on a different one. And it's from Kerbal Attachment System. Problem is, Kerbal Attachment System has changed. Like, it's had a massive rewrite and now requires another plugin. So that's problematic. So I can't actually get these guys off with what I've got here. However, because the plugin changed and I didn't know about it, I kind of think it's a little bit fair if we, you know, just make it work this once and then in future. Like, I like the idea that it's got this new plugin attached, which is called Kerbal Inventory System, which means you have, like, an inventory, which has got slots, and you can have, like, tools to do certain jobs. Problem is, it makes it a lot more complicated, and frankly, I don't want more complexity in that area. I'd be perfectly happy going with the plain old Kerbal Attachment System, but it's required now. So, if we just hand wave this because, frankly, you know, I don't want to have to send another thing over, and I think it's a bit unfair to send another thing over because I didn't know that the mod had changed this one little thing that's not mentioned. You know, so let us go over to this toolbox, which has just appeared, and don't get run over by it, don't get run over by it, don't get run over by it. Grab these, right, and then we go over here. So we've got the spanner and the hand drill. Now, these are, like, things that you use to attach and take away parts. So I think we'll need the spanner, probably. The spanner is for small parts, and the hand drill is for larger parts, I think. And if we, like, press a certain button and do a certain thing, and I don't seem to be able to drop it into my inventory, but I think I can just drop it on the ground. Yeah. And then we can right-click and... or just click and drag. Okay, click and drag works. Which is kind of different to the rest of the Kerbal UI. Like, a lot of the Kerbal UI is not click and drag, but this is. So... I don't know, it doesn't seem intuitive to me, but maybe it's just because I'm not used to it. So, I'm going to stick one on this side of the fuel tanker. Or we could just grab and drop and then stick. Because I don't think you can actually, like, stick from your inventory. I think you have to drag it into the scene and then, like, stick it or something. I don't know, it seems a bit weird. So we'll stick that on there, which is at a slight angle, but okay. And then we'll just fly, because I can't bother running. So slow on the moon. I mean, I've sped this up 2 times because it's very slow watching a Kerbal walk on the moon, my god. And we'll stick the second port on. I think we just have to drop it, do we? No, it sticks first time. Okay. And then connect to here. Careful not to fly into it. Or we did. Oh well. Come on, Tarquin. You're our ace engineer. You can do it. And now these puppies are attached, and we can transfer fuel. Oh, no, that's engines. Whoops, that would be bad. That would be very bad. Transfer all the fuel. So, there's about half the fuel left in the orange tank, which is plenty for our big grey tank. So, we're nearly full. That should be enough fuel. Probably. We'll see. So, disconnect that. And I think we can just go back to our craft and continue on. There's one more biome we want to hit up. It's the dark grey one. Once we've got that, we should be good. So, in. And then we'll grab you. Come on, Styles. And land. There we go. Right. Or fall off. It's kind of difficult to actually land on like this sort of convex... Convex? No, it's tapered. That's the word I was looking for. A tapered cone. So we're going to head up north. We're going at 32 times speed because it takes a while to drive, and the drive is sometimes eventful, but mostly uneventful because it's just going at a fairly slow speed. That said, we do end up pretty fast at some stages around here. You can see our speed actually like heading over 20 at some areas. That's pretty damn fast for someone that's got a gravity much less than Kerbin. So you can see my camera's just like popping out of the screen occasionally. What I'm doing there is I'm checking the road ahead to check if there's any like cliffs and stuff, because I'm kind of fully aware that if we go over a cliff at this speed, in this gravity, we will just keep going until we hit the ground, which is true for any gravity, but it means we'll take like a very large arc as opposed to just sticking to the terrain. So eventually we get to, I think we're very close to the dark grey area now. And I can see that we've got a cliff ahead. It's a cliff. I'm trying to brake, but the problem is braking in low gravity, the brakes aren't attached to the ground very well. And we go over the edge. Okay, we're going to have to roll with this. And you see I'm desperately fighting, trying to point us down the hill to make sure we don't roll. I was kind of intending to go around the top rather than go over a cliff, but, you know, brakes not that good in low gravity. So, if we just roll with it. Not roll, don't roll. Like, it was a metaphorical, like, term of speech. It's fine, we're not rolling. Well, the wheels are rolling, but we physically roll bad. Roll be the thing that kills us. Oh, we're in the new biome. Apparently, the new biome starts in the middle of the crater. Okay. Well, I'm happy to go with that. Let's grab all the science. We're stopped. We've got a fairly flat area to take off from, so, you know, I'm pretty pleased with this. And, yep, I think we're in the right area. Zoom in really, really far. Dark grey, dark grey, dark grey, dark grey. Yeah, we're in the dark grey. I was, like, wondering if maybe we'd, like, entered some sort of special biome for the crater, but I think it's, you know, it's a small crater. It's not a small crater, but it's, in terms of the moon, it's a small crater. So we'll grab all the science, we'll get out, we'll get our EVA and our surface sample, because, like, surface samples are worth so much. Oh my god, they're so good. And we will just reset all the experiments. I don't really think we need to reset the experiments, but just in case we pass a biome where we can grab something, you know, it's probably worthwhile. Someone tells me that apparently to reset an experiment you need like 1 electric charge. We have that. We have solar panels. We have, you know, an alkaline fuel cell if we need it. I don't think we're worried about 1 electric charge in the grand scheme of things. So we're going to get all our experiments back. Avoid the weird fissure in our craft. Or falling off, because that would be bad too. The weird stretch textures here are kind of weird as well. The weird stretch textures are kind of weird. What a tautology. And there's Minmus, like, right in the background there. And I was like, oh, I could have just bounced my signal off Minmus. Oh, well. And we'll stick our flag down, because we've got, like, a 100 grand contract just to stick a flag down. And we'll call it Moon 1. And this is Styles Kerman who put the flag down. It's kind of a raw deal for everyone else. But oh, well. And I think roads needed. Definitely roads needed. Because this took me a while, I'll be honest. Driving around the moon took me a very, very long time. And it's why you see it at 32 times speed, because it's, well, scary. And as, you know, the later I go in the actual, like, journey, the more I'm like, I just really want to get there, and I risk going faster. And it's just so dangerous. Like, you saw me go over a cliff just then. That could have ended really badly. I luckily did brake to, like, 4 meters per second, so he didn't take off. But it was interesting. So now, I think we will just go for orbit. And I'm going to try and do this in a kind of interesting manner. Of course, we're, like, horizontally, like, aimed, and we've got a big rear engine, but we still have our side engines. So what we'll do is we'll make the big rear engine 100% throttle, rather than the, you know, 50% we had it on before, because we've throttled it to make sure we didn't take off on the ground, which would be fatal very quickly. And then I think we want to point in that direction towards the sun. If we zoom backwards, you can actually see, like, the sun under the terrain. And the sun is retrograde from the moon. Yes, so we want to be pointing towards the sun. Okay. And we pointed nearly a couple more degrees. There we go, we're good. Okay. So it's going to be a case of firing up, using the side engines to give us a lift. Ooh, side engines aren't on. Let me just activate those. Side engines to give us a lift, and the rear engine to give us the actual thruster we require. So hopefully this should work. Oh, look at that! Like a dream! Like a dream! That works really, really well! Okay, apparently this craft was a lot better than I imagined. That worked really nicely. Bam! Okay, so we should have enough fuel to get out of the moon, I think. I think we've got a tolerance of about, you know, a couple of 100 delta V by the time we finish this. And we should be able to just burn upwards, because I kind of want to be able to go retrograde from the planet, and we were kind of going a little bit more towards Kerbin, which wouldn't end up as an orbit towards Kerbin once he left the moon. So, get back to Kerbin orbit, and then just burn retrograde. I think we've got enough fuel for this. Bring it down, 400 left. Yeah, we're going to make it fine. 345 meters per second of fuel left. It's, you know, not comfortable, but it's fine. So we're going to stow all our parts. I don't really know why I'm stowing all the parts. I'll stow the solar panels at the top, and we'll just burn off the rest of our fuel. The solar panels at the top are being stowed because we probably will get them back when we land, so we don't want to break them and lose some value. But the, like, actual bottom part of this craft is bye-bye. Like, there's no way we can land that. We've only got 1 parachute, and I don't think it would really take the heat, because we're coming back at 3 kilometers per second. 3 meters per second would be fine. 3 kilometers per second, that's probably our fastest return yet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's our fastest return yet. So, I'm a little bit worried, by the way, that our debris is, like, directly behind us and might hit us, but we are coming in pretty damn fast. We're actually going over the mountains. Like, when I was looking at my orbit, I was like, we could hit those mountains, and that would be bad, because we wouldn't slow down as much. But we're fine. It looks like we're going to hit the grasslands behind them. And we are very, very fast. You can see our temperature's actually going up. We're probably going to hit 1.7 thousand Kelvin, which is... Yeah, there we go. We're now in the danger zone for cooking Kerbals alive. It's now coming down, though, which was close. I gotta say, we're definitely using the ablative shielding, and we lost the section we decoupled, which was worth 35 grand. So, you know, it's a valuable loss, but I don't think there was a way to really keep it. Like, we could have maybe left it in orbit or something. No, we didn't have a way of really deorbiting. I mean, we could have left the attached engine with the claw in orbit, but we need a way to slow it down, and we don't have really enough fuel for that. So in the end, I was just like, screw it, just crash it into the orbit, into the atmosphere. I don't care, it's fine. And wow, what an ending! We actually land in an area of like lovely cherry trees. Ooh, a little bit late on the parachute opening, but you know, I think it was fine. And what a serene place to end our lovely moon run. Hopefully the next moon run will be a little bit easier than that, and of course we destroy the heat shield because it's got a very low impact tolerance. And leave you over to pass me. Come on, give me the science. Give me the science. Give me the science. That's a lot of science. We earned 1,172.4 science. 34 experiments recovered. Nice. And, you know, like 4 grand from the stuff there. Ooh, 5 XP, 3 XP, 5 XP, and Clyder goes up a level. Nice. Very nice. Right, okay, let's see what we can get with all this science. So, are we locked away from these stuff? Yeah, cannot research technologies over 500 science. But I can research, like, all the smaller ones. Like, I don't know if I've got enough to be able to get all of them. I can probably get most of them, right? What are you? Some additional mech-jub stuff. Ascent autopilot, landing autopilot. Another probe core upgrade. It's a 3-kilometer antenna without need for a dedicated antenna. Okay. Some more probes. Honestly, not amazing. What about you? Explosives. Okay. Stack the coupler and some, like... I guess I need this because it's got this, like, tiny little cubic octantal strut, which I really, really want. What else? Scanning. Right. This allows us to, like, scan and stuff for resources. The problem is, like, it's not amazing, especially without the actual, like, sciencey stuff for, like, mining. Like, I can scan for resources, be like, look, resources, I want these. I don't have a way to mine them, so screw that. Wheels. Hell yes, we want wheels. Do we want you? Anchor, large reaction wheel, Werner engine, monopropellant. Not really. Heavy landing. Tempting. Space shuttle parts. Space shuttle parts I like. That's how we'll be making a space station. So yeah, I really do like the idea of that. What else we got? Structural panels and beams, etc. Harpoon? Ooh. That's cool. Okay. What else we got? Because I'm kind of interested in maybe making a space station now, so... Tiny little engines. You know, not bad for a little probe. A mainsail. We can need the mainsail. I'm thinking we get the ridiculously sized ones for the space shuttle. Also give us the large fairing. No, I don't really fancy those. No, I'm not, like, extra large fuel tanks, don't really need them yet. What are you? Winch, some docking port shield, and a quad coupler. And some, like, construction parts. Okay, we'll grab these because, frankly, you know, I kind of want small engines for little probes, and I'd like a mainsail as well. And we can get specialized control. Do I really want that? Like, I can probably do without. Quite frankly, I can probably do without. What we should probably do is just save up. Okay, I don't know what we do next. Let's see if there's any, like, interesting contracts. Can we upgrade this place? No, we're still, like, 400,000 and a bit shy. Any interesting contracts? Build a surface outpost. Again, on Minmus. No, I don't really care. Ferry, a Kerbal, for very little money. Again, not really a lot of money. Plant flag on Minmus. Again, I don't want to go to Minmus. Rescue Kerbal from orbit. Tempting. Visual survey of Minmus. Again, visual surveys? Yeah, especially on Minmus. A network for Moho. We get 1 million for that. Okay. Okay, I think we do this. Moho is coming up, right? Yeah, I'll accept this. Orbit of Mimus, save, no. Test over Mimus, no. Explore Ike. No, not yet. Honestly, kind of a lot of crappy ones there. Build new station in solar orbit. Build new station around Kerbin. I guess maybe we'll do the solar orbit one, and we won't even like do it. We'll just like pop into solar orbit, pop back to Kerbin immediately. That seems like a good idea. Have facilities supporting at least 8 Kerbals, docking port, generate power, etc. I wonder if we could do that, then bring it back to Kerbin and use it as a Kerbin station. We could possibly do that. I guess we'll think about this and we'll do that next time. Anyway, I've been EnterElysium. I'm going to end the episode here. If you've enjoyed, please remember to like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'm honestly finding the money's a little bit of a oh, God. Yeah, we got the advance. That was a good advance. Yeah, I'm honestly finding money's a bit of a grind. As soon as we get, you know, the extra level on this, it won't be as much of a problem. And then it's a case of, you know, the ridiculous amount of money again. We've got to get 1.6 again for these guys to be upgraded. But maybe it isn't as much as a grind as I'm thinking if we can use the advance to, you know, just knock this one out of the park. But until next time, you know, I love you awesome nerds, and stay shiny.